All right, so we're gonna look at standard 5, AOA2, write simple expressions that record calculations with numbers and interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. So all we're looking at is can they write an expression that fits the situation or in the word problem.
And they don't have to have the answer.
No
because
answer.
Okay.
Just an expression, it's not
Right.
evaluating.
So when we're doing our three-step, three-stacking protocol, we want to have our threes will be that they are completely correct. You all agree?
Yes.
To get a 2, they need to have what? Mostly correct?
And what would signify mostly correct?
I think if they have the same numbers, but maybe if they just get an operation wrong or something like that, but they have the same numbers and they,
Right.
you know, they have the numbers that correlate to the words and that they have the order, but maybe just
Maybe the sequence
one
is off.
sequence is off or simple operation is off or something of that nature. So mostly correct. They get it, but they just need a little fine tuning. And then a 1 I would say is those that just really didn't know where to begin. Or sometimes, some of the children I was noticing, they solved the problem, but they never wrote an equation or an expression. So,
And so that would be a 1 because we're just looking at equations.
yeah, just the expression.
Mhm.
So the solution really wouldn't count into it because we're not looking for the solution. So whether they have the solution or not is not important at this point. We're just looking for the expression that models it. In the mostly correct, would we say that the expression would have to give us the correct answer?
I would say no, because if they put the wrong operation, you're not going to get the right answer. You know,
Right.
so I would think that no. But that's something that I guess we can look at as we go through it and see exactly.
Okay, then let me go back and talk about this for just a minute because, for example, we discussed this earlier. You take a child like, I know we don't want to look at an example, but this is, yeah. If you get a child that has the answer right and they actually worked the problem out, for example here. So you've got a kid, she worked the problem out, she got the answer right, but she didn't work it out the way that we're trying to find an equation. So this would get a 1.
Did she write an expression?
In my opinion, it's not for the grade, it's for the fact is, are they able to write that expression? So because she didn't write an expression, she would get a 1, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't have the knowledge, it just means we need to go back and make sure that she knows how to write an expression and do the expressions, because that's solely what we're looking at. We're not
So this person
necessarily
would
looking at
have,
grade.
so this person would have a 1 because their expression is incorrect.
Correct. There's no expression.
There is no expression.
Right.
She just solved the problem, but she didn't write an expression. We have to go back to the standard. It says, write a simple expression that records calculations with numbers. There is not one, so.
Okay, so a 1 on that. This is nothing at all. Okay, that might be better. So 400 divided by 2, which would be half. So that would be Tomas and Marisol. And then Javier and Sergio use 120. Plus what number would give you the 200 for the other half of this?
It's kind of interesting when we just get it wrong.
You know, this one, if her numbers have been switched, you can't take 1,050 from 1,000.
So she's mostly correct, is that what you said, Jim? Oh, well, let's pass on.
Okay.
Okay, we're kind of working together, is that okay?
That's fine.
Are you all right
Works
with
for me,
me?
yeah.
Okay, so what do we give this person?
Well, I'm thinking that this one, I would give him a 2 based on, but this one, he did this part.
But he never multiplied this one.
This
What's
one was
the 2
easy.
times 415? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
So he's somewhere
Put it
between
in
1 and 2,
$4,000.
which way do you think it was?
Yes,
mostly?
right.
I'll say
That's
one.
my
Yeah.
children. So it's not bad. Should I put them in order? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, let's talk about number 1 first.
Back to the
equation.
three,
Okay.
everything was correct.
So the group gives her a 3.
She has an expression.
She does. Number 2, paper 2. I gave her between a 1 and a 2. On the first problem, I gave her a 1. On the second problem, I gave her a 2. What did I give her? So overall, I would probably say she's a 1 for me. What
We
did you
gave her
say?
a 1, and the note that we put was it has an equal sign, which an expression.
That's what I did for number 4, is that she had the equal sign. And then for number 1, though, her numbers don't match up with what the story is. There's no way for her to
Right.
even possibly
Yeah,
come to a logical conclusion with that.
the sequence is wrong in her expression.
Yeah.
And then going back to the standard, write simple expressions that record calculations with numbers that are happening in that problem. Those calculations are not what is happening in that problem.
She's got her numbers, but they don't correlate with what's going on.
Right.
So, did you give her 1?
Everybody
One.
wants.
One.
Okay.
These are the old ones, right? Should we take them away?
Should we put them in their stacks?
You want me to do it
Starting on
right
the
here?
back table, 5 was a 1,
Okay,
4 was a 2, 2 was a 1, and 1 was a 3.
okay.
Got it.